I'm going to tell you a story. This is Attorney Terrell Nassau, aka Dirty South History, and November is Native American Heritage Month. And I'm going to tell you a story about a Native American chief. Or am I? Chief Buffalo Child Longlands, schoolmate and teammate of the great Jim Thorpe at Carlisle Indian School, allegedly the first Native American to be accepted into West Point Military Academy, World War I war hero for the Canadian Expedition Forces, got wounded and medaled in World War I, noted journalist, noted activist for Native American rights and preservation of their history, member and chief of the blood band of the Blackfoot Indian tribe on the plains of Canada. Movie star, I'm not done, movie star, and the first Native American accepted into the Explorers Club in New York, one of the most elite clubs in America. Okay. Quite frankly, this man was everything that a quote unquote model minority would want. He was the exception that they would say proves the rule. In fact, stories were written about him, newspaper stories. The women loved him, okay? And the men wanted to be like him. He was their go-to guy. When I say there, I mean the mainstream society's go-to guy when it came to Indian affairs in the first half of the 20th century, okay? So this dude was famous beyond belief during his day. Now, I mentioned that he was a movie star. Probably be more accurate to say that he starred in a movie. And this movie dealt with the Plains Indians during their natural state before the arrival of the white man, okay? Well, this was Mr. Chief Buffalo Child Longlance's, the beginning of his demise. Because during this time, some of the other Native Americans that were involved in this film, they had questions. They had questions about the fact that he did not speak Blackfoot. They had questions about the fact that he did not observe the ways that were typical of Plains tribesmen. They had questions basically about his being a real Native American, okay? So in order for this man to show his authenticity, the movie studio decided to do a background check on him. This was in 1929, 1930, and this background check uncovered some things. He was not from the plains. He was not from the plains of Canada, nor the plains of America, Montana and North Dakota and all of that. Rather, his background check turned up that he was from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Yeah. And his name was not Chief Buffalo Child Longlands, at least not originally. He was, quote unquote, adopted into the blood branch of the Blackfoot tribe, and that was kind of an honorary position, okay? They adopted him because he wrote a lot of good articles on behalf of Native Americans, okay? And he was an advocate. He really was a real activist and advocate for Native American rights in Canada and in America, okay? Well, that led them to adopt this man into their tribe, but it seems like it was a ceremonial position. They adopted him and gave him the name Buffalo Child. He used the moniker Chief. So this man, who was originally from Winston-Salem, North Carolina, yeah, his real name, according to this investigation, was Sylvester Long. okay? Sylvester Long, who happened to be born in 1890, who was the son of the local janitor at the all-white high school, and his father, who was this janitor, happened to be a former slave, just like his mother. So both of his parents were enslaved, and both his parents and him grew up on the Negro side of town, okay? And at an early age, when he was an early teenager, he ran away and joined a traveling Wild West show. And in this Wild West show, he was, just mind you now, this guy, his skin complexion was copper and he had straight hair. But there's a lot of black people who have copper skin and straight hair, okay? So this man ran away, joined this Native American, this Wild West show, picked up some Indian phrases, some Cherokee phrases from some of the Cherokees that were also involved in these Wild West shows, learned a few phrases, wrote to Carlisle Indian School, changed his ethnicity from Negro to Native American, and was accepted. And he just happened to be accepted at the same time that Jim Thorpe was there, okay? So, yeah, that's how this story began. So Chief Buffalo Child Long Lance was really Sylvester Long from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Once his nationality, his true origins were exposed, his world came tumbling down. All of these platitudes and all of these accolades that he got, he ended up losing. In fact, one of the members of the Explorers Club, after they found out his true identity, was so upset that he was mad because he said, we got fooled and allowed a nigger into our organization, okay? So, yeah, that story is really kind of an allegory for how different groups are treated in America. Because this man was willing to risk it all to be identified as a Native American, right? Instead of an African American, or at that time, a Negro, okay? But the interesting thing about Mr. Long Lance is that he may have had some Native American, bloodline in his, often in his past, right? Because his daddy said that we are Native American. We have some Native American in our family. And in fact, members of the Lumbee tribe acknowledge that he is part of them. So all those people are triracial people, black, white, and Native American. And that is my contribution or my story to you on Native American Heritage Month.